coming from a Premier Division to get promotion and retain their status in the Premier Division? Or will it be all against Tuks in the last game? So that's the big story we're talking about. You can see that a change has been made by Cape Town All Stars today. They brought back the top scorer for them in the past season. 11 goals. It was in Mtabuka scored in the past season for Cape Town All Stars. Can he score a goal today? He scored a goal in the last game they met against University of Pretoria. Michael Morton, another player that makes his return into the stage, starting 11. And then also Lesvin Stoffels making his first ever start in the playoffs for the season. Twice came off the bench for the team of Cape Town All Stars. So Swallows FC finished 15th in the Premier Division. You look at the top scorers in the South Africa Championship, you realize Cape Town All Stars player was amongst the top 6 in the top strikers the past season. So Carl Peters returns in the starting 11 today. David Boysen, another player who does get a start here today. Michael Morton, Divuem Tabuk, as well as Lesvin Stoffels. Those are the 5 changes made today by the coach of Cape Town All Stars. Sinetemba Patela, in the absence of the real coach. It is Alan Fries, who saw red in a game against Swallows when they eventually lost that match. But then the reason he got the red card, Wakil, is because he watched the monitor, and that's why he got himself in trouble.
Jacob Bonastropasa, the beautiful beds of Swallows FC, Baba Itim Hore, Kabatoki Sepe Quantera Pino, Mo Togolonia La Compieno, Pino, Maltatila Compieno, Etabeba Fatsono Yahore, Banel Tadili Super, Intadili Malo, Dilipedina Fela, Paudimatra Matax, Baba Kurse Tanglebone, Lucolobadi, Bahudra Jalo Tigulusa, Liba Captain, Badi Tropate, Cabobedi, Michael Morton, Motakara Kadija, Motolin Lupaka, Ali Jalo. Mo metsamekonya professionally mo Africa Borwa ga mo go le ene wa ndisile le tlabika jaaka bona batsameke janong ba go dira jalo ba go ba jara ditlhogo go gopola jalo batsameke tota mothakare ba ba latlhegetsweng ke botshelo jwa bone ka ntlha ya leroborobo la botlhoko jwa COVID-19. Ke mokatisi batsameki wa maloba wa setlhopha sa Career Shepherds ke bua jalo ka Dylan Care ke ene yo mo bankeng ya setlhopha sa The Beautiful Birds. Sinetemba Patela ke ene o tla bonga teletse pele setlhopha sa Stellenbosch ba mothakareng ba diragatsa molao fela mo tshokologong ya letsatsi la gompieno. Bone mothakare ba tswile ga ba sa tlhole ba le mo kgaisanong me kgaisano se fela ka ditlhopha tse pedi ditlhopha tsa province ya Gauteng e le setlhopha sa Amatax ga mo le setlhopha sa Swallows FC. Arobedi tlhogo.
Applause to the front-end workers that have kept us safe throughout this pandemic. To keep a safe distance if you are to go outside, and also mask up. Unless you have to go out, please stay indoors and make sure that you do wash your hands regularly to avoid the spread of COVID-19. It's one of the bench of Swallows FC. They do have the top scorer of all time in the playoff, talking about Joseph Musonda. Might be infected. He's talking about Mwape Musonda. Might be able to be introduced later on. And super sub, Joseph Shonga sitting on the bench for the Duba Birds for today's encounter. One man that is suspended for today, talking about one of the players that started in the previous encounter for Cape Town All Stars. He got himself a yellow, so therefore missing for today alongside his coach. And that is one of the changes they're forced to make at the back with the introduction of David Boysen, man for Bunten Havel, in the starting 11 today, brother to Mario Boysen. So let's see now. Cape Town All Stars are taking the goals towards the right-hand side of the picture with Swallows FC in their blue colors away from home. We're taking the goals towards the left-hand side of your picture. We're trying to get things going here, Swallows FC. The last of Magaman. We're hoping they can get this team and save this team from relegation. Mashatsi, one of the changes made by Swallows FC from a previous encounter. He came in and changed things around against Tuks. But he just couldn't find the goals as they ended with the goalless draw. At a change that is George Matro, Letokonolo Matro, amongst those that are starting here today. Born in London, East in Soweto. So Jürgen Sassman, talking about something with the ball there. So immediately they'll have to change the ball at the start of this encounter. So the Kolo Body, one of the Premiership coach referees in South Africa. Said Sassman, near side of a field. And ball forward now. Question is, will Cape Town All Stars be party spoilers, or will Swallows get their victory here today and go top and know that all they will need in the last game is a draw against Tuks? to be guaranteed that they keep their status in the Premier Division. If they do so, they'll be joining a handful of teams that have been able to do so in recent times, keeping their Premiership status. The only time in the last, 6 editions of the playoffs where a team that came from Premier Division was unable to retain their status was the year on 2017-18 was the year where Black Leopards, who finished second in the Africa Championship, were able to get promoted. 2016-17, 18-19, 19-20, 20-21. We've all seen teams from a Premier Division keep their status in a Africa Championship against Africa Championship teams in the playoffs. So besides Black Leopards, the other team to have done so were Jomo Cosmos, Highlands Park did it back-to-back, and Chipa United in 2012. Here they are now going forward near side of the field. It is Figueiredo for Cape Town All Stars, already scored a goal in this playoffs. Gets a ball out to be a corner kick given to Cape Town All Stars. At the start of this encounter, the man from Eswatini, Mbabane Swallows player, to eventually come into South Africa to play for Manzini Sundowns, by the way, in Eswatini, before joining Maritzburg United. That's where we first saw him in South Africa. At a stint at TS Galaxy. That's where the status happened there. Cape Town All Stars sold their status to TS Galaxy first. And then in 2020, they bought the status back from TS Galaxy for them to return into the Africa Championship. This ball just goes over the crossbar. He had a wonderful game. I've got to see in the last game they played. And then a picture now. Thabo Magele alongside Thabo Mloisani. They were brilliant in the game against Tuks. They're absolutely brilliant. They did so well to make sure that Tuks were able to score more goals. And it gave them a chance in the second half for them to find their own goal. Solomons. Former Cape Town All Stars player, by the way, Solomons. Yes, Figueiredo. Still Figueiredo. Cross from him, long ball paid in. Michael Morton gives the ball back into the penalty, a chance in. And Stoffels in there, the ball is cleared away from him. Free kick given against Cape Town All Stars. 4 and a bit minutes played so far in this game. And there is Bochenpoel. As far as the Swallows player. Maclo player going to the ground there for Swallows. One of the changes they made here today in the starting 11. Goes with that one off for Mahlati. So now it's going 24, by the way, Maclo. From London East in Soweto, former player for the likes of Pirates at youth level. So played for Cape Umoya, Vets reserve team. St. John's in Portugal, he went to there on loan, eventually returning back to South Africa. He's a free agent in return and eventually joined Swallows. So Sergio Camis becomes the first recipient of a yellow card today. That's the reason why he gets himself yellow carded. Key player for this team. Already scored 1 goal. Munapule Saleh is the man that is brought down. So let's see a set play been given now to Swallows FC at the start of this game. Carl Peters did not play in the last game. And howlers were made by the goalkeeper who played in there, Jacobs. Made mistakes and eventually considered a goal after one too many mistakes, but he made a few stunning saves at the end of the day. Long ball paid in for Swallows, cleared away. Collected once again this time. Cape Town All Stars against Swallows, still goalless, the scoreline remains. Long ball forward. Matlo was there, but intercepted and brought back again. Munapule Saleh chested down near side of the field. Cross played in this time towards Morton, released the ball early. And pressure applied on Stoffels. Kamela Mahlati's ball towards Wambi. Wambi to Malinga. Malinga back to Wambi. Matlo Back to Wambi again. Wambi, a former Tuks player. He's only scored 2 goals for Swallows this season. 1 in the regular season, 1 in his playoffs. Interesting enough is that the goals he scored when he played against Royal AM, that was the winner for them. He scored also a crucial one when they played in a game against Cape Town All Stars. Straight on Wambi. He's 31 now, 34 by the way. Around, went from Tembisa. Set piece now. Corner kick it is to Swallows. 7 minutes of football played already. Munna Pule Saleng step forward. Good ball in for Swallows this time. And Peters comes out and collects. Carl Peters comes out and collects. He's playing in his 3rd game of these playoffs. First 2 matches conceded 5 goals in those first 2 matches. 3 against Summer Tuks and 2 against the Tuba Birds. Kamoela Mahlatsi. Mageman. Solomons. Linga. Shoved off the ball and goes to the ground. Free kick given. It's against Machele. Linga is yet to score this season for Swallows. Only found the back of the net once last season. He's a player, top scorer for them when he got promoted from South Africa Championship, where he scored a total of 12 goals in 24 matches. But it's found it very tough to find the back of the net. Last season, the matches that he played in, only scored a goal in a match against Kaizer Chiefs. 7 starts in 11 appearances of the bench in the league for Swallows FC last season. So it's been more than a year since he last scored a goal for Swallows. Kagiso Joseph Malinga. Kamoela Mahlatsi. Kamis gets the ball back. Pull it back to Malray Sani. Carl Peters. Machel. Pochenpoel. Still for Cape Town All Stars. Long ball played in. Now run made on the far side of the field. Solomons will get there fast. Loses footy, but he gets up very quickly. He will know this team very well, Solomons. Been there before. It's not players that have come up from this team over the years. He's one of those. Also played his football for Stellenbosch FC, where this would have been one of his venues that he used while playing for Stellenbosch. Kamis does well. If a cross, Kamis goes down. When Martin comes across, a free kick has been given. Figueiredo got there, but the ref has given a free kick outside the penalty area for Cape Town All Stars. You can see there, Jagan Sassman, man from Grassy Park, giving a free kick to Cape Town All Stars just as we hit the 10-minute mark of this match. Can they find the opener? Can they find the opener? Goalkeeper for Swallows. Considered only 1 goal so far, and that was against the team they're playing against today. Body in, not the best off. So pieces cleared away easily. Another chance here from Tabo. This time from a corner kick. Malinga and Wambi have gone back to help out in defense. That's Wambi on the picture there. Straight on Bulelo Wambi. Hey, world travel player, I've got to say, around South Africa. From Takis to Cosmos to United FC, he's been there, all of them. Now, Jody February comes out. Men on loan from Swallows, from Sundowns, alongside Grant Mageman. Otile Jacobs, this team has a history. Cape Town All Stars. They may not have been in the Premiership before, but they do have players that produced over the years. Mention a few that are playing at the moment. We know there's one that is doing wonders at the moment as well. Contefela Chalo, Bruno.
Taba ra gopola jalo mona wa Lufuyo Memela yo dirile ngwe sentle kwa Tshopensana no Pirates mme bile ntse tshameka sentle ka gopola mo metshamekong ya Champions League ona dira sentle mo Tshopensana sa Usutu eleng setlhopha sa Amazulu jaaka ba baka sekhutlho setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars ba goroga mo motshamekong wa ba ise ba nne le phinyo ba ka rata go ka bona phinyo wa bone ya ntlha mo tsela gompieno fela bona Swallos a bo feta ka no go go godimo ga kota Kapiras Bona molekele le tlhogono la matlo Bona molekele le tlhogono la matlo a go ga le ruma le kontle le ba go sola le eteni a taga jaaka le ngao a ithula ka menwana a baka sekhutlha le bone Swallos ba ntse telelo ba tsa ba koba bone ba le ka go iketla fela ba le gone ka morago ba sireletsa fela phelo ya go tloswa ya tlhoa jalo monna yo tlhagala le kgetlo la ntlha ba metshameko e ne simologa kgona go lemoga gore bangwe ba batshameki ba setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars ga ba simolole motshamekong wa bone wa ntlha fa bone ba simolola le Amatex bontsi jwa bone ba sio mo motshamekong wa letsatsi la gompieno modumo utlwang kwa barati ba latedi ba kgwele ya dinao ba ba ka kuana mo Danny Craven lebala le le tlhabolotsweng o itse gore lebala le ke karolo ya bala metshameko a setheo se se golwane sa thuto University of Stellenbosch maybe le lebala le le teletsweng fa moraga mongwe wa bagaka scrum half sa maloba sa setlhopha sa di-Springboks Danny Craven lebala le le teletsweng fa moraga ga le bala mabala mantle le bala le diretswa motshameko wa rugby mme le dirisetswa gape motshameko ya tsona ko le dirisetswa jalo metshameko ya diatletiki pele ga le tlhabololwa jaaka le tlhabolotswe jalo bone phele kwa pele taboga jalo Scarpels ba itse gore ba tla leka go itsutsupanya ba tla leka jalo go dira ka tsotlhe tse ba nanatso mo setlheng se se latelang setlhopha se sa Cape Town All Stars mo metshamekong ya Glad Africa Championship bona Michael Morton kila feta kwa mebaleng ya SuperSport United kwa Orlando Pirates gare ga ditlhopha tse di tshameketseng Thabo Molaisane tsa kgwele ba rapala tsa kwa pele bona Figueiredo ka wana la dingwaga di le 23 go tswa kwa nageng ya Eswatini ebile a pere nomoro ya 23 a le dingwaga di le 23 Markman mothakare o boetse gae Markman a re bone Cape Town All Stars kgwele ba etsa ka kwa ntle mo Napole Saleng mosimane o tswang jalo fela fa thoko ga Noketsetla the Fall River o tswa jalo kwa Bloemhof dikilometara di ka nna 100 go tswa kwa toropong ya Klerksdorp o leba kwa Bophirima o le mo N12 kwa ga bo go fela fa thoko ga tsela eo kwa Bloemhof mona yo wa Napole Saleng tshamekile kwa Tshopens Orbit kwa Rustenburg mmogo le Free State Stars ka gopola rona tlhophiwa jaaka motshameki o gaisitseng kwa Glad Africa Championship e ka la Napole Saleng Kyle Piras ba go iketla kwa morago dirile tshireletso ye manon tlhotlho kgati jana fale mona yo wa Kyle Piras ba iketla kwa morago Kyle ba ya ka kgweleo tshamekela jalo mo tseleng ga Sergio Camis ya go tswela kwa ntle Ndabuka kila tshameka motshameko wa professional o na le kwa Tshopens Ajax of Cape Town le ka wana le la Ndabuka na le bokamoso jo montle mothakari alo a ke itse gore ga tšhetla kae ga senya ga kae bona Saleng ba lebela mo Napole le ka go dira jalo mathaitai fela ba motsela phileo bia go tswela ka kwa ntle ya tlhua jalo ke setlhopha sa The Beautiful Bets into a jalo ke Camis ya bontshiwa jalo ke The Beautiful Bets setlhopha sa mo malobeng setlhopha se se humileng ka history fa le bela dingwaga tse Swallos se tswang kwa go tsone tla lemoga gore bontsi jwa rona re ne re ise re belegwe fa setlhopha se se ne se tlhamiwa sa the Beautiful Birds ngwaga wa dingwaga tsa bosoma mararo soma mane fa e ne tla go simologa ke fa Swallos se ne tlhamiwa setlhopha sa mo malobeng ngwaga tsa bosoma mane tota se tlhagile fela fa morago setlhopha sa Orlando Pirates Jürgen Sassman yo kileng a tshameka kwa Kaizer Chiefs le ene mothaka re utlwile gae mo kgaolong ya mo porofenseng ya bophirima jwa Kapa mothaka re le ene o boetse gae le kawana le la Jürgen Sassman Ntabuka ga ba mo tshameka sentle motsereganye re Badi a ba kaile phoso kgatlhanong jalo le setlhopha se sa Swallos ga jana yo itlhomileng kwa pele ka dino mo kgaisanong ye fa e sa le simologile ba tshameka motshameko wa bone wa bone mme go fitlhela ga jana motshameki wa Matax e leng a jalo le kawana la Tabansi Banyoni setse a bone dino di le pedi mo kgaisanong ye mme bontsi jwa batshameki setse ba nositse nno le nosi ba akaretsa Straido Mwambi Mpulelo ba akaretsa Wonder Boy Makubu mongwe wa batshameki ba seng ba nositse Justice Figueredo le ene o na le nno le nosi Michael Morton Figueredo ba godimo ga dikota goal kick wa leka go kgaratlha le ka bona le la ka kwa Eswatini fela go aretela eo ke yone banka ya setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars jaaka o bona mokatisi Alan Fraser yo beetsweng toko yo beetsweng jalo toko mona yo wa Fraser Michael Morton Tabuka ba jalo ba romela le tele ko pele fela wa gana Junaid Said yene o boetse gae Junaid Said ga se moeng a fa le fa tla gopola rage mona yo wa Junaid Said kila tshamekela setlhopha sa di Alberton Kellys ke tsogile ba kae ba se gopolang setlhopha seo sa Kamal Said sa di Alberton Kellys mme pele ga na le ba kwa setlhopheng sa Orlando Pirates mona yo a re bone Swallos ba leka go ya kwa pele Malenga ba leka go tswa jalo ka lebelo mona o jaaka serete mona Pule ba romela mo go sola di tene ba tshameka le khutsanyane fela ba tswadile kwa morago setlhopha se sa Cape Town All Stars ba bone ba tsaya ba go bitsa fa se sikuki simola go kokota Swallos fela ga se ba ne mo maikelo ga go ka pula kwa morago Cape Town All Stars ga se ba ne mo maikelo ga go bula bana matlona go ga kgego go ba fafatse utake Kagiso Malinga ba itsinga loto kwa morago e tswa sekutlo fela ke pele e ya ka bala ke Dylan Solomons bana ba sine la taka Alpinas la go gile le rumo le kontra ba go so Dylan ba itsa ba romela gape fela ba khona go itlhatlola mo iso peleo ba khona go itlhatlola mo iso na mo lekile re bona fela gore ba tla dira tlhaselo nye Swallos ba ikoba a khana ba latola ko morago setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars mothetso re se re tsamaile metsotso le soma mabedi fela kgatelelo Swallos ba itsentse mo setlhopheng se ke go godimo thata re bona ba tla dira Swallos ba leka ba itse gore ba tlhoka nno mo nakong e ba le mo go yone fela Cape Town All Stars ba isirela tsa kgwele ko morago Bruno re tsamaile metsotso le soma mabedi go fitlhelela ga jana mme di ntse di ngangane ntse le noro Swallos ntse le noto setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars Swallos ba tlhoka phenyo go feta jaaka Cape Town All Stars e ka tlhoka phenyo mo motshamekong
He's indeed a big one here for Swallows FC. Dylan Solomons, now he finished the season. It has been a brilliant one for him overall in the GSTV Premier season. When he came to an end, scored a brace in their last game that secured them a place in the playoffs. Played against Kaizer Chiefs. Carl Peters so far, 2 shots, 2 saves, 100%. So let's talk about stories, OJ, where you find a coach signing a player and him being deemed surplus to requirement, and then somebody else spotting him a few years later. Story of Ndiviem Dabuga, man born in Elliot Dale, but he arrived in Cape Town as an 8-year-old. Then the man that spotted him there was Foppe the Hun, way back in the days at Ajax of Cape Town. And then they let him go, thinking that he was surplus to requirement. He went all the way to play for the likes of Cape Town All Stars, played for Vasco da Gama amongst other teams, before they signed him from those teams back into Ajax. It's a lot of stories that you find like that. So they play his football in Kayamandi for a team called Fuleni United. That is not far from Stellenbosch, by the way, Kayamandi. That's where most of the Matis players who are playing there are from, in Kayamandi. Man born in Naval, triangle, Mashati. We are playing the ball now to Mato, back to Mashati, penalty area. Wambia just gone offside. Straight on Wambia just gone offside. Spoke about Munapule Saleh. He was playing for Free State Stars. He scored 13 goals and had 10 assists that season. That's when he became the best player of the season. Season just ended now in the South Africa Championship. Tislas Tutwa of Black Leopards. It's the one that walked away with the Golden Boot to 16 goals that he scored. 2 of those were penalties. And then we had Biawa Polokwane City finishing second with 15 goals. Then Thongwa, Sakila Thongwa of Richards Bay FC, team that got automatic promotion, third overall. And then Pretoria Kellys, Tirambandare, remember him? He scored a total of 11 goals, joined there with Mdabuka. 4 of Mdabuka's goals came via penalties, as he finished as a top scorer for Cape Town All Stars, ahead of Mweke Sikola, one of the former top scorers in the Premier Division in the 2015-16 season. So Mweke Sikola was the top scorer, scoring 1 more goal than that of Lamola, who was then playing for Bloemfontein Celtic, and 3 more than in fact Kulen Tulani, who was playing for Polokwane City. What a year that was. We all know that is all history, because if they had a player that scored more than 20 goals in one season, and that is Peter Shalulile, equaling the number of non-penalty goals scored by a player in a season of Collins Mbesuma in 2004-05 season. Mbesuma ended up with 25 goals overall. The statistician actually brings the numbers down with a saw, but Opta Jabu on Twitter, he's all those numbers now and there. Now, long ball played in, cleared away this time. Connected again on the far side now. Chance for Solomons to go forward. Munapule Saleh, much better ball this time around. And Carl Peters standing by, collecting the ball easily. Carl Peters collecting the ball, restart play at the back for Cape Town All Stars. He's 29 now, Carl Peters. Former under-23 international for South Africa. Another 4-year former Ajax of Cape Town junior player. Eventually played for the senior, played for Vasco da Gama, Cape Town All Stars. He came to Johannesburg. He played for Pietersburg, and then went to Allianz Park as well. You see now at the moment, Swallos slightly ahead in ball possession. They're the team that needs the win more than the opposition. Cape Town All Stars, a dead rubber for them. All they can just do is just play for pride. While Swallows, on the other hand, have to get the points for them to retain their status in the Premier Division. And a win from here will mean they'll be 2 points clear of Tuks. And a draw in the last game will be enough. Can Dylan Kerr do it for them? And I see a man on tattoos like Figueiredo. I remember the ones that Dylan Kerr has. He has one for every team. He either played for a coach, Dylan Kerr. The recent ones are those for Black Leopards. Amongst other teams. Long ball played in this time around. Keeper comes out, drops the ball. And the referee say nothing wrong. Long ball played forward this time. He's done a few of those during February. Dropped the ball, and once he was saved by the bell, but this time there was nobody to put the ball into the back of the net. It's now 26, 20 February. born on the 12th of May 1996. So when he celebrated his 25th birthday, was the last time Malinga scored a goal for Swallos on that same day. So see there, Fadlu Davids amongst those who are watching from the stands. So he's been traveling a lot with Ansman and Op, and from Maritzburg United. So those that have come out to watch the game here today, and the Swallows management team all year out, expecting the team to do well and be able to retain their status. Swallows made history in 2020-21 season, and they recorded 20 draws in records in the Premier Division. And that was following season with the sacking of their coach Brakis, Brendan Truter. He's now sitting. This is some of the so there's members that have come out to watch this game. Speaker finally has a chance to take out his jersey for Maswai. We're all coming out to watch the beautiful game. Of course, we are sitting at the moment in off-season for most teams, while those that are playing in the playoffs. There's Dylan Kerr, born in Maltese, or Malta is Maltese Englishman, born in Malta. For the likes of Reading over the years, some of the teams they played for before arriving in South Africa. So he had played and worked closely with Charlton as his assistant at some stage. Alan Fries. So that's the management team of Cape Town All Stars. The reason we saw his picture later on, OJ, was because there was a ball that struck the arm of Jürgen Sassman, and he felt that a penalty should have been given, but the guys in studio dissect that at half time. Dylan Ngube, by the way, standing by in studio alongside Kompotekana as well as Morgan Gold. They will dissect that and have a look at it clearly. Because when the ball came off the player and struck his arm, was he really stopping the ball? I don't think he was. I don't think he knew much about the ball. Struck his arm. But they will have a conversation about it at half time. Here comes Swallows FC marching on forward. Ball collected here. Good turn towards the penalty area. Solomons dispossessed. It's a long ball played forward now. Onside, says the referee. Ball kept in play. Stoffels looks up, playing the ball towards the far side of the field. A cross expected. Whip one in early. Play short towards Mtabuga. Here comes Mtabuga. Mtabuga. Spoke about him playing at Ajax of Cape Town. OJ, his first professional goal in the Premier Division was on debut against Pirates at the Orlando Stadium in the MTN 8 for Ajax of Cape Town. So he scored his first ever goal. Went on to play over 100 games for Ajax before eventually leaving them. So he's now known as Cape Town Spurs. Going back to their roots. Ajax was formed in the merger between Cape Town Spurs and Seven Stars. So the referee overruling his assistant. Ball to the win this time to the near side of the field for Kamis to take. Putting an earlier mistake here by Swallows. Oh my word! And Stoffel pulls that wide. That should have been a goal. I don't think he knew how much time he had in the penalty area, OJ. A rush of blood to the head. So Stoffels put that one wide. He's not a young man, Stoffels. He's been around for a long time. He's played for plenty of teams over the years. Talking about Stoffels from Easter Refill, now 34 years of age. From Milano, you knew him. Milano gained promotion. Well, they're still playing in the second division then against the likes of Baroka in Polokwane, and he was there. Cape Town All Stars, TTM, Royal Eagles, Real Kings, Steenbeck United, Pretoria Killers, to mention but a few.
Bruno, dipholo tsa motshameko wa letsatsi la gompieno motho a ka re ga dina botlhokwa jo bokalo mo metshamekong ya di-playoffs. Bonnete ke gore makgaolakgang a ka laboraro fa Swallows se latlhegelwa fa e nna le dintlha di le 4, fa fenya e nna le dintlha di le 7. Seo ga se re sepe. pele ga re emela tsela la boraro fa setlhopha sa Amatax ba kgona go fenya Swallos mo letsatsing la boraro seo se tla bo se raya gore Swallos e tla bo e kgaogana jalo le le ga e kgolwane ke ka mokgwa ke reng dipholo tsa motshameko ga di re sepe a kgaola kgang a ka la boraro kgwedi e ya sete bosigo la malatsi a le 15 ke mora go bona jalo ntwa a ga ga Amatax le setlhopha sa Swallos FC Dylan Solomons mo motshamekong wa bona o fetileng Cape Town Stars le setlhopha sa Swallos FC e rile fa motshameko o tsamaya fa gore go se go nne le nno ba kgonne go nosa mo motsotsong wa bosoma amane gore go nosa jalo setlhopha sa Cape Town Stars mme le gompieno re a re lebile motsotso re setse ka motsotso ka nna robedi a ba ya tarla Kyle Peters re setse ka motsotso e le robedi re tla bona gore re tla bona nno bona pele o ba ba tshamekile ka botlhale mona yo wa mona pule saleng a emela jalo motshameki jaaka ene go goroga mo lebaka sola le tiene thula ka tlhogo fela Kyle Peters a bala le pudi matseba a sireletsa phileo semola go nna makgwakgwa motshameko fela tsamaisiwa ke mongwe wa borre bo bana le maitemogelo a sekana ka sepe monna yo wa Litlholobadi Matlatse kamogelo mo tshameki wa maloba setlhopha sa SuperSport United monna yo wa kamogelo mme ebile a tshamekile kwa setlhopheng sa bone se sennye se se dirang tiro kwa Disc Challenge monna yo wa kamogelo Matlatse Kalima jalo Thabo Maloisane re Litlholobadi Kalima jalo Thabo Maloisane dingwaga di le 22 le kawana le la Thabo Maloisane jaaka ye gansa semana tlosa kgwele jalo romela le tele kwa pele tula kala motsenaganye abakele post batlhana jalo le ke Malinga Tata baka poso katara jalo le Kagiso Malinga Tute jalo Kyle Peters Semolotse sentle le kawana le la Malinga se tata ja mo setlheng se se fitileng fela ya bone kete fana kwentse tsamaya semolla jalo go tlhatlhoga ya bo go moketa falla le kawana le la Kagiso Malinga Michael Mont Kabis le ene o nusteno le nosi mo metshamekong ye fa sale se mologile le kawana le la Sergio Camis setsana le nno le nosi mo metshamekong ye ya setlhase 2021 2022 le a tshwa jalo ka Michael Mont Asireletsa kwa morago hela pele tsela ka kontle ne le jalo le kaona la e tlhogonolo hela Ntsabo Azola yena kampileo sireletsa kwa morago be tsela ka kontle fetoga gona tatlhela sale ba simolotse ka dikoma seletse ba simolotse ka go retha baratile ba latedi ba motshameko wa kgwele dinao ba ba eteletse pele ke bottom C Dylan Solomons le stedino di le pedi mo motshamekong kgatlhanong le setlhopha sa Kaizer Chiefs fa ba ba koresetsa metshameko ya lega e ba beileng fa ba leng gone fa ba ba tshameka maleka dilo di le pedi go setlhopha kata ba no sa dilo di le pedi le kawana le la Dylan Solomons mo motshamekong o ba ne ba tshwere dipelo ka diatla gore se ka ba latlhegelwa setlhopha sa Baroka se fenye Antlha gore ka bele bone ga jana ba di ba ka ba ile. Sale fela ai busa ko morago re tlo ga tshalo ka Wandisile le tlabika ba tlogela mo kapteini Wandisile le tlabika Tsamekile lo baka ko tlhopeng sa Blue Banners Celtic pele ga sene se rekisiwa go nna jalo Twiki Twatla monna yo pele ga tlhopha sena Royal Yam Tsamekile jalo ko tlhopeng seo sa Blue Banners Celtic Bone le tlhonalo Kamal monna wa United Said Urmela Papile Swallos ba batla jalo matlhatsi Bale ka kwa pele fela mothagare go bitlela ga jana ba tswadile kwa ntle le pelelo kwa morago tlhopha se ga ba batla go dira diphoso tlhopha sa Cape Town Stars ga ba batla go dira diphoso le morago la ga David Boysen ga mmogo jalo le Thabo Makhele jala mothagare 10 out of 10 ba dira sentle ga se ba nne le no kgatlhanong le gore le kare mo nako e fetileng go ntswe mo tshwa bosomamane le bala metso tsele mebedi le halofo jaanong tota le se ripa gore go mo tshwa bosomamane mo motshamekong jaaka bona jalo Azola Ntsabo na le gone fa metshameko e ne simologa ba ba tshameka le ama-tax ba latlhegelwa sa kgwelete le ba romela thule ka tlhogo kwa morago Michael Morton wa tla jalo Robert Jalo Figueredo ba romela kwa tele fela ba sireletsa kwa morago le tlolo ba dumelana jalo le tlolo party ba dumelana jalo le Atikolo Mandela gore ano tantabetse wena Lesbian Stoffels Bakadi le somo maro le bone ba go ntse jalo tshameka mo tlhela Africa o ipotsa ka bokamoso ja motshameki a le ngwaga di le somo maro le bone a le kwa tlhela Africa Championship Wandisile tshameka la jalo ka kwa Toko mogo Pule Tila kwa morago Bona Wambi we ba motsile ya Dylan Solomons le ba kana jalo le Azola tsele ba ga bana Solomons ba mo para ba le bararo ga ba mo fetsono ba mo para ba le bararo Fokola metshameko ya the Hollywood Bet Super League ka moso ka go tlhagisa ka tlhamalo metshameko yeo phele ta ba kana jalo ke salenga ba tsa romela ba le ba go sola deteni tlhogo kwa morago ya ga Makhele Hana le motshameki wa Swallos wa pafatse ba go motlamela Dylan Solomons ta solo fela ba bone khobalo khanti jana fale fa na ro tsa bana ba le ba ro ka gangwe fela ba ne ba mo apere Dylan Solomons ba go motlamela Dylan Solomons ona Dylan ke ona kala jalo di tailo o di la kala jalo mo o di fa jalo ya gen Sussman motshameki wa maloba de Jacaranda City Boys ona tlhopha sa se katisang kwa Limpopo ona tlhopha se katisang ke ba mo tshwere mo lengenaneng motho e tshwere bala metso tsele metlhano jalo gore re tle re go khutsa me ditse di ngangane ke gore le ka re mona go ye fetileng re bone no mo tshwa bosomamane e ke te go tla re tela mo letsatsi la gompieno e ntse le nono Swallos e le not just a pass a Cape Town Stars.
There's never been a goalless draw between these two teams. The previous meeting, the only draw they had was a 1-1 draw. So look at the playoffs. Goalless draws are rare. We had one this season. That was when Swallos played against University of Pretoria. Last season, 2 matches played. One was 1-1 draw. The other one was a win, because the ones involved Royal AM never got played at all last season. So they protested. Murray San, in fact, of Keeper United, or one of the goal scorers, Villani of Richards Bay, FC was a top scorer with 2 goals. And that's the thing of the past, but Richards Bay are now in the Premier Division at the moment. This season, Eliza Rogers was the top scorer. He's sitting on the bench at the moment, by the way. In fact, it was in 2019-20 season when he was playing for Ajax of Cape Town. He was a top scorer there with 4 goals. So they might bring him in now. A chance here for Swallos. Miscued, completely miscued shot. Zabo tidies up at the back. Only one player forward. And Mageman does well to win the ball. Sussman. Matati. Back to Matati. It's got 1B next to him. On the other side, it's got Munapule Saleh. Mageman. Mageman's story is another interesting one. So 3 players from Britain Naval now on the field of play. One of those playing for Cape Town Stars, talking about David Boyson. And Mageman for Swallows, also from Britain Naval on the bench. It's also a player who comes from Britain Naval. Mageman, a product of Ajax, also of Cape Town. He moved on to play for the Kappa Sporting. These are the teams that he played for over the years. Before he arrived as part of the under-20 team for South Africa. And after the playoffs of 2019-20, that's when he moved to Sundowns. He's already signed for Sundowns when he played those playoffs. At the end of the playoffs, that's when he moved to Sundowns officially. In all the 4 matches for Ajax that season in the playoffs. In the picture, rumors are that he's going to be going to Kaizer Chiefs at the end of the playoffs. Well, just rumors, but there's no smoke without fire. Silly season. Everybody has ideas of what needs to happen at the moment. He's been to the Mother City before. He played for Ubuntu Cape Town on loan, alongside the likes of Luke Fleers from SuperSport United, your Jamie Webbers of this world. They were all there. It's part of the team that played. Michael Morton's ball. And Dabuga's ball caught on the sheen, but the referee say throw in. No free kick against Swallows FC. Dabuga has continued playing. Malinga. Pochentul. Malinga still has the ball, goes in wide. Collected by Solomons. He take on his marker, and he does that very well, and Sabo fouls him. Sabo says he took a dive. The referee was not far from the action. Caught him. Absolutely caught him. Sabo saying, no, there's nothing wrong with that. A 23-year-old in Sabo. Another former Ajax of Cape Town player. Ball in. And just behind the referee. Malinga wanted to take it quickly and try and find the back of the net. So that will be retaken. In part of the cherry, I've got to say, for Swallows. Malinga given a yellow card also by the referee. Still no goal scored in this match. Swallows are already involved in a goalless draw in this playoffs already. They're proving to be very, very, very good at the end of it all. Laying it up now on the far side, stepping forward, long ball played in for Swallows. Header coming in, this one be more like a defender than an attacker. Sent long again. Yeah, it is the rugby stadium after all. That should have been 3 points for the Tabika, but nothing coming out of this. As the ball strays, but it goes all the way to the stands. Spoke about Johnny Craven. OJ has a few doctorates to go with it, but he studied at the University of Stellenbosch. He wants to become not only a player in rugby, but also a coach. He does have a very infamous quote. Everyone will really leave for today. Throwing near side of a field. Regarding rugby and black players in the sport. way back in the days. Tabuga's ball. Walk and pull. Early ball now collected by Figueiredo. Goes in wide once again to all the way back to their goalkeeper. They're forced. 2 minutes time at around. They're already seeing on the second minute of those. Swallows have the ball back. Good ball this time. Matati is onside. Goes forward now for Swallows. Can they find a goal before the end of the first half? Long ball played in. Poor pass from him. And that's how we come to the end of the first 45 of this encounter. Swallows FC against Cape Town All Stars. Still no goal scored. The goalkeeper has been brilliant, I've got to say, overall. He has kept them in this game, made 2 brilliant stops to deny Swallows goals. But a moment as well where Swallows could have considered themselves from Dabuga, looking to find the back of the net yet again to the Cape Town All Stars. Can he do so? He's been brilliant. Overall, this is the beauty of where we are, the mother city, and we are in Stellenbosch. In fact, that's where we are at the moment. Cape Town All Stars nil, Swallows nil. More on the other side of this. So let's have a look at the stats overall. The Swallows dominating ball possession. You can see the passes also. They're slightly ahead of the opposition. And then there's been no goal scored between the two teams after 45 minutes of football played.
Nestle Nankid 4, our advanced and unique formulation with HMO and OptiPro, building a strong foundation today for their future.
More means more.
Insure more, like your home contents or buildings, and earn even more cash back monthly.
Do your thing.
Get back chain.
We're switching to renewable electricity. To brew this, that means more electricity for game time and showtime. They get more electricity. Yo, I cut my boy. And everyone gets less of these. Because we're using less electricity from the grid, there's more for this, more for them, and all of us. Switch to renewable. Switch to Cost Light.
Hey, but my family is covered now.
From as little as 60 Rand a month, you and your family can be covered with the Orlando Pirates funeral cover. Because family takes care of family.
At ShopRite, you'll get more for less with our Essentials combo. Get Ellis Brown Creamer, Hewlett's Brown Sugar, Specco Rice, White Star Maize Meal, and Mr. Pasta Spaghetti or Macaroni. All for a low 99 Rand. The ShopRite price. The price you can trust, always.
Goals to speak of in the first 45 minutes. Will Swallows be able to go into that last match against Tax on, a little bit ahead of them with the positivity and trailing from good luck? Oh, will it be a matter of Cape Town All Stars once again detrailing and derailing the top two teams? Cape Town All Stars, they're all but out. They cannot move forward anymore in this competition. They cannot play in the DCB Premiership, but they're putting up a good fight. Welcome. It is halftime in this big playoff match. I'm Andy and I'm not alone in the studio. Shoppo as well as Morgan are with me. Morgan, how did you see the first half?
Oh, definitely percentage football. Swallows are really trying to get the best of Cape Town City, but they're resting very, very well, because the opportunities that they're getting, they're coming up first to it. The crosses that are coming in, a couple of crosses that came in from the left, they're resisting very well. They're actually fighting.
But I'm asking myself, where was this Cape Town All Stars in the last two games? they're putting up a fight here. They're going forward. They're attempting to score some goals.
We did mention in the beginning that they are playing fearlessly. So today, this a match where they've got nothing to lose. So you can see by the performances, because a little bit of arrogancy on the ball, where they're trying to make good moves, where, you know, I look at Michael Morton is trying so hard to lift the team, and you can see that they're trying so hard to even head Swallows at some point.
And that's why they always say, the mark of champions is not necessarily what you do on the field as well, but it's those that can perform under pressure. Because they couldn't do it under pressure, but now that they don't have pressure on them, you're seeing why and how it is that they came second even.
It's giving that, I don't know what they call it, but it's one of those where we've got nothing to lose. Let's go at it. And when they had something to lose, it was as if they were just in there to see, just go with the flow. But now you can't go with the flow. And now that the action is on, look, now they've got opportunities, you know, on the right wing. Very, very smart of Figueiredo to get a corner, because they know Cape Townian teams are in the air, top class. And that's an opportunity. That's a half chance. Sending their big boys up, and look, David, he does well to get onto the. Oh, actually, Thabo Makele does well to get onto the ball, his head onto the ball, but just not in the back of the net.
What happened, Netlomp? I mean, I would have thought I'm counting that one.
Of course, you know, they know very well that the Joburg boys, they don't know how to deal with their set pieces. This has been the trend for the Cape Town boys. So this, I believe, should be the back of the net.
Well, he wasn't able to do so. The header there from Thabo Makele, they're not able to connect in time, maybe a little bit above the ball there. But let's go to the next moment here. 11 minutes, 50 seconds, had just gone past when we saw Swallows' attack here. Carl Peters coming to save Cape Town All-Stars in this moment here. And it's the boss's technique seems right there.
The technique, everything is perfect for me. And it's just a good save from the goalkeeper. I believe they should do more of this if Swallows want to win them the match, and I believe they've got the right personnel to do that, because I've seen the Solomons one, and I see this Matlo guy who they've got eye for goals. They've got 1B who always like to shoot from outside the box, and if you want to threaten the goalkeeper and unsettle him, this is the way to unsettle the goalkeeper.
And also, but the goalkeeper would have seen that. I mean, you wouldn't have expected anything. It wasn't that pile driven. It wasn't that high. It wasn't in a corner there. You would have expected a save from Carl Peters.
Yeah, you expect a save, but you expect your defenders to also put themselves in front of it and avoid the opportunity to go to the goals. And if you look at the Cape Town Cape Town All-Stars, there's no pressure on the ball. Not enough pressure on the ball. And then, like now, it's all wishy-washy, and we don't know who's where. Michael Morton is throwing himself around. You know, it's half opportunities that they're getting to secure the game, which it's working well for Swallows.
Like I said, Morgan, at the beginning, that you don't have to play well to win this match. You have to force the defense to face their own goals to defend, and this is one of the balls that Swallows needs to play often. Defenders, they don't want to play. Morgan will tell you, they don't want to defend this kind of balls because it's difficult to defend.
It's coming across.
Across the goals. Any touch,
you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, it's coming across your goal. You're facing your own goal. It's either two things. It's either an own goal or corner kick, and a corner kick is half a chance for one of the other teams. You know, so Swallows need to just apply more of this pressure and see if they can resist it for the next 45.
It's all Swallows at this point here. Mistake in the back there. Swallows coming from this left side again. And it's the cross that comes in here. I think it comes in from Saleng. Good header, good attempt.
They have been lively from left hand side of All Stars. Looking at the way they've been threatening, all the balls that are coming from left hand also from Saleng, to be specific. This is the good cross, to be honest. Even though the striker was isolated in the box, he managed to get the chance. But to be honest, on all fairness, I think the Swallows needs to put more bodies in the box.
But I'm asking myself a question about that defense. You've got 4 defenders all in line. Saleng crosses. Malinga is the only striker or the only Swallows player in the box, and he gets the head to it.
Presence of mind. You need to know, check your surroundings as a defender. You need to check your surroundings. And you know, when you go into the box, there's no leaving spaces for the attackers to come. Rather go to your man and make sure that you know where he is. You're standing right in front of him. If he jumps, you jump with him. It gives you a better opportunity to get to the ball, unlike not knowing where he's coming. Malinga gets in between two defenders, tall defenders, which is a bit of a disappointing factor. But knowing that how the game's going, they're obviously anxious. They don't want to concede a goal. So it's one of those things that they just need to correct at halftime.
Right, so let's take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, our commentators are going to take us. But also, we'll take a look at what's on the bench that could perhaps get us some goals.
Free delivery on the KFC app. It's unbelievably finger-licking good. You are what you fill up on. Fill up on showing up. Fill up on timeless moments every time. Fill up on turn up.
New Advanced Shield, now with 72-hour non-stop protection. The more you move, the harder it works. Try new Shield, now with 72-hour non-stop protection.
You are what you fill up on. Fill up on showing up. Fill up on timeless moments every time. Fill up on turn up.
Baba, Baba Booga.
Umkhuhlane nje.
Ungawushayi indiva. Usukumele lo mkhuhlane wakho. Khetha ethembekile. I-Woods Great Peppermint Cure ikunika ukushelela emphinjeni wakho. Iqeda ngokusheshsha ukukhwehlela nomphimbo obuhlungu. Iqeda ngempela ukukhwehlela ukuze uphinde uthokozele ukufudumala kwempilo. Woods, umpetha wezokukhwehlela engathembela kuye.
Well, here it is. It's the beautiful, beautiful sun that sets so late out in Cape Town. The Cape Town Stars taking Swallos FC. They're going to have sun for a while, so this game is going to go into die. Guys, this is what's happening as far as the benches are concerned. Morgan, Cape Town Stars, is there anything they could do from there to influence this game?
Yeah, most definitely. You have Elazar Rogers. Definitely in the air, he's a monster. He knows how to get those odd goals when times are tough. And for me, a player like Bongumuso Zamin, he's a player that I know personally that can take on players and create those opportunities. But let's see who the coach then decides to bring on and make that difference for them.
Attempts at goal, nice crosses in. They aren't able to finish up front. Hamildine is not part of this bench here. What do Swallows do? What does Dylan Kerr do to ensure 3 points?
They have experience of Mwape Msona, who has been our leading goal scorer in the Premier League back in the days. And I think they have Musa Nyatama, who can stabilize in half 10, half 9. We have Chizmukwena, who has been around. And I think those guys that I've mentioned, they've got Muhlongo, they've got eye for goal. And I believe these are the players which can change the game anytime.
Well, those are the players that can. I mean, geez, look at that. Mukwena, Nyatama, Musonda. Morgan, that's a bench.
Actually, that whole bench could just come on and be better than the players that are playing right now. That's the quality that they have on the bench. So I think in football now you can substitute 5. And if it does happen, and if worst case scenario, they put on 5, obviously in their respective positions, because they need to know that they need to go out and get the result today.
What does he do differently, Dylan Kerr, as far as the tactics now are concerned? Does he keep on doing tonight?
I think the thing is to consolidate the midfield. They haven't have so many errors in the midfield. Paki Majiman has been keeping very, very quiet in the midfield, where he dictated the play in how Swallows should attack. In the attacking half, I think that's where they need to utilize and maybe penetrate more in the flanks in the Solomon, because he's got the technique to shoot, and we saw what he can possess in front of goals. So they need to put on firepower up front. Malinga, he can be isolated all the time. We saw it in the first half, where every time he's playing, facing his own goals. So at this present moment in the second half, you need somebody who's going to tend the defenders. And Mhlongo has got the ability. Mwape Mzonda has got that ability. Chisboy Mkwena has got that ability. So I believe those 3 players that I just mentioned, they can win the match for Swallows.
I've seen Carl Peters make 3 crucial saves.
Yeah. He's keeping it actually in the game.
So how much longer? I mean, we saw the Bafana with Ron Rhythms. You can't have the keeper saving your team for another 45 minutes.
Look, that just goes to show that, as Coach Dylan Kerr was saying, they practiced. They did the set pieces and set plays, finishing exercises during the week. So now it's just going to show that now the players need to take responsibility and put the ball in the back of the net.
Well, we're going to be taking some live visuals in just a few when we see the players heading to the field again. Like I said, it's always beautiful weather when it comes to this time of evening for Cape Town, because the sun sets so late. And when you're in Stellenbosch, the beauty that surrounds you. Can it deliver beautiful football, though? Are we able to see goals in the second half? And if we are able to see them, where would they be coming from? In just a bit, I'm going to be handing you over to our commentary team, of course, which consists of Big Daddy Bruno, as well as Uwatile, Orange Juice Jacobs. There they are. This Swallows team, they want it badly. They know that they're within a pinch to go in. If they get a draw or loss out of this, it's not all over yet. Sambo?
It's not all over. We mentioned in the beginning that there's a team that needs to stay in the league, and they are under pressure at this present moment. They know what is at stake. Now I see Musonda is in, which I believe they stand a chance of scoring, because this guy has got eye for goals. We've seen how he scored at Black Leopards at some point. So
Musonda there, he comes in. Shompo mentioning it. Malinga, he's out. Morgan did call him. Shompo did call for him. Let's see what he can do. Let's take him over to our commentary.
Mothetso re kopana jalo khile ba tlhomile mo lebaleng a Swallos fa mo tota ba tlhomile mo khubung ya lebala re bone jalo Swallos ba ne ba tsere jalo letsogo le le kwa godingwana fa karolo ya ntlha motshameko ene ya go ikhutsa diperesente tsa motshameko go tshwara kgwele ya dinao go kgwele go neeletsana kgwele ba ne ba le kwa godingwana setlhopha sa Swallos a re bone gore ga ba tla tswelela ba dira seo mo karolong ya bobedi ya motshameko ba dirile phetogo motshameka pele wa madloba wa setlhopha sa Black Leopards Wape Musonda o tsene me go tswile jalo Malinga ke yone phetogo ile no se dirile jalo ke mona yo wa Dylan Care phetogo ile se dirile jalo ke Dylan Care gore a seo se tla mo tlisetsa maungo re tla bona mo metseng le soma le botlhano e latela Jürgen Sassman ba tshamekela jalo mo go Andesi le Tlabika Jeudi February a batsa kgile telele rutuan fela khona go ipusa kwa morago re retola jalo ka mohelo matlhatsi ba le ka go rapela Swallows go ya kwa pele fela ke gore le ka re kwa morago o tile a re bona ba tla dirang Swallows tsena ka ba go sala le tene ba ba kwa ba kgwele ntse le kgwele kotsi ba ba kitla ba sireletsa Kyle Peters Quante le pelaelo wa dira le kawana le wa dira quante le pelaelo le kawana la Kyle Peters Swallows baleka fela ke mona le no se yo emeng gare ga Swallows le no le kawana le la Kyle Peters maybe la ga kita ke ga gamala fa ile gore go tlana di tlhopa dingwe se di ka nna le khatlego mo le kawana le la Kyle Peters Kana go lemoga gore o tokafala tshameko ngwe le ngwe bona kamogelo matlhatse a taologa a sireletsa mona wa Kyle Peters baleka go yaga Michael Morton Romela kwa pele fela kopana le matlhatse tlhagonalo Dylan Solomons dipego di mo golaganya le ditlhopha tsa ka kwa porofenseng ya Gauteng le kawana le la Dylan Solomons go thata jang setlhopha se se ka kwa borwa jwa Johannesburg se na gaufi le Johannesburg Prison bua jalo ka kwa Naturena ga ise ke re go tutubetse ke ra fela gore dipego di ntse di mo golaganya le setlhopha seo gore a ka feleletsa le ko bona Wambi ila feta kwa Chipa United Wambi o ba mo tseleng ya ga Mahaman Matlhatse potso ke gore ba tla feleletsa ba thubegile na ba etsa ba romela fela sireletsa kwa morago Makgele motshameki wa maloba wa setlhopha sa Aforika Borwa sa under 23 kila feta kwa Jomo Cosmos TS Galaxy gareng ga tse dingwe Free State Stars go akaretsa le Maluti FT ke gareng ga ditlhopha tse le ke bona le la makgele ga di tshameketseng tsamaile kgona go lemoga gore ke mongwe wa batshameki ba motareng ba tsamaile mo ditlhopheng di tse di farologaneng tsa Aforika Borwa. Dylan Solomons Matlatsi Dylan Matlatsi lebelo Matlatsi bona jaaka somoka mogare ga bone Matlatsi fela ba ba mo kopetsa lebelo mosimane wa me kgona go le ba le tsapa le tsene lebelo la tsile ka le fale le motsetse mo o montsi thata le motsetse mo o montsi thata Porenpool ke itse gore se tse gopola Sean Porenpool yo kileng a tshamekela setlhopha sa Supersport United mo Malobeng e le mongwe wa batshameka gare ba bantle Sean Porenpool ba dira le bota kwa morago ga le tlhomile jalo ke Mona Pule Saleng o e tlhomile kgwele Mona Pule o na le jalo ke teke Magman ke kgwele kotsi fa batla etsa ka botlhale United sa ita imile kwa pele mo ape Musonda mo le bako tsona le 18 Wambe ale mo le bako tsona le 18 e tlhogono matlou ha re bone ba itlola go ya jalo Saleng ba romela Saleng ke la kotsi a ba taologa ga ba sireletsa Dorele Kare, he's working hard for his money. Odira go tla ka seatla o dira ga bedi go feta jaaka solofetse go ka dira monna yo tla go pola metshameko mengwe e fetileng ya di-playoffs o na dira fela jaana Khositsile King Ndlovu ale mo mebaleng ya Jomo Cosmos me a feletsa le kwa Black Leopards o dira sentle mo kaisanong ye gore go ne le tšhono ya gore ditlhopha dingwe di go bone mme ke a go totobaletsa Kyle Peters ke tla go gopotsa mo setlheng se se latelang o tla ba le mo ditlhopheng sengwe sa ditlhopha tsa PSL Nigel Morton simolola mo go Porenpool ba mo tseleng ya ga Makgele le ka go ya gago ya kwa pele setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars ka ba itha gore ba tlhoka phenyo gore ba tle ba sutlhelele go ya kwa pele ka mokgwa ba tshamekang ka gone a Zola Ntsabo tshameka ba kgwakgwa Dylan Solomons ka iwa jalo gore kgwele wa ye go tloswa a ye go tlhomiwa e tlosiwe jalo ke setlhopha sa Ekugule Cup kgwele e tla nna kotsi fa ba tla e tsaya ka botlhale ba ba e romela ba ba taologa sireletsa kwa morago Johnny February yone le kare fa ba tla e tsaya ka botlhale e tla nna kolo e kotsi ga nna fela jalo ba e tsaya ka botlhale mona yo le wa Zola a thula Stoffels a taologa Jody a wa tlosa kgwele ya le sekhutlho a wa tlosa le sekhutlho a re bone ba etsa ba romela mo koteng ya gaufi thula gape re Lutlolo Phadi a ka gore kgwele wa ye go tlosa le sekhutlho Mabakatisi, Mutata Mukatisi, Wachapasa, Cape Town All Stars, Sinetemba Batela, Awe Bamakawana Bas Timbale Banye, Mese Shenchana, Africa Bora, Etarisa Bakatisi Babanye, Bone Pile, Nanko Sirape, Abakita, Yatula Komaraho, Swallos, Bain Samagalonia Kotse, Barotoka Belo Jalo Swallos, Barumela Jalo. Kamarante Jalo Monakare, Tabora Matlatsi, Relegaro Lebelo, Monna yo Matlhatse, bona Makeman. Ba romela mo lebakosong fela thula ka tlhogo kwa morago Pakenpun. Go intsha jalo mo tseleng mo karolong ya kotsi. Folaga be tsholetsa ka kwa botlhaba ja lebala go ka jalo. Tsholetsa folaga Sibusiso tota Janki Tlameni. I don't know Tantabetse wena Stoffels. Arbone. Oh. Motakare go simolola go tshamekiwa ka ditšhono jaanong. Ba simolola go tshameka jalo ka ditšhono ditlhopha tse ka bobedi. Ya ba efoga ditšhono tse ba tshwanetseng segolo thata jang Swallows ba e tlhoka go feta Cape Town All Stars. Bona Moape tlhokile lesego fa Swallows. O tlhokile lesego Moape Musonda. Kibao Nchilo Dinonyani. Tse Kiptswana. Bona Matlhatse. Abatsa koba sireletsa ba ka sekhutlho. Ba ipotsa gore ba ikutwa jang go ba leng gone ba ratile ba latedi ba Swallows. Me ke gore le kare dipholo tsa motsatsi la gompieno ga di re sepe. Dipholo ke tsa ka la boraro. Romela thula ka tlhogo kwa morago. Bona Unite Sayid aba itsenya lotso kgweletsa la kwa ntle ya go fetoga go nna tatlhelo. Re setse re tsamaile sebaka sa metsotso e le 10 mo karolong ya bobedi ya motshameko mme metsotso e le 55 mo motshamekong o re bala metsotso e ka nna 35 motshameko o tle go bokhutlhong e le Noro Swallows e le Noro Tlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars. Pero ropalone kgone re utlwa gore di tsamaya tseleng tse jang.
35 minutes remains before we come to the end of this game. Is it going to be a second draw for Swallows? Same story for Cape Town All Stars, who are playing their last game in these playoffs. Swallows still have the game to play, and that is their last game against University of Pretoria this coming weekend, or this coming Wednesday, beg your pardon. So we're going to wrap it all up as far as the playoffs are concerned. Seen a change. Malinga has gone off, and Mwape Musonda, top scorer of the playoffs. In the history of the playoffs, he has scored 9 goals in total. All of those goals has come in the colors of Black Leopards. 4 one season, 3 one season, and 2 one season. Introduced now to know that they mean business. To the bits. The man born in. Lira has been around in South Africa for a while now. Ball going forward, intercepted well once again. Intercepted well once again, and a free kick has been given this time by the referee. Free game with the referee. This one they're getting along now. He's 31. Around in South Africa a few years ago. What was said about what he brings into the country. You did see a glimpse of that at some stage. Matlhatse's ball now to Musonda. Musonda short and a block coming out. Goalkeeper comes out, Carl Peters, and collects. When you have an experienced campaigner in the playoffs like he does, you know you have the upper hand. It's the reason why Dylan Kerr brought him in as a sub in these matches. Onufulira in Zambia, a player for Konkola Blades FC, Zeneko FC, before he joined the Buccaneers. That's how he came to South Africa via Orlando Pirates, and then in load stints at Golden Arrows before eventually having a permanent move. After his contract with Pirates was never renewed, he went on to join Black Leopards. Munna Pule Saleh. That's a conversion. Munna Pule Saleh, another player on loan from the Buccaneers. There's the chance for Mwape Musonda. Oof, I tell you, we've seen 2 of those today. And this one, I think, was probably much closer to a penalty than the previous one we saw. Not even given by the referee. Wambi. Losing possession once again. Kokenpool is the player that has been a spot there for Cape Town All-Stars. One thing that the playoff does as well is that teams are not forced to play the under-23 players as they are when they play in the South Africa Championship. So it is more open, so you can therefore bring more experienced campaigners at a go in matches. So one wonders why you still find teams playing with the under-23 players and bringing a lot of them in the starting 11. Now, Mahlati still going forward. It's again denied. But they've given the ball back. Mahlati shoots. And the goalkeeper, Carl Peters, will restart play. Tabuga. Michael Morton. Morning Blagori in Johannesburg. Played first for the Buccaneers as a right back as part of their youth team, and then he came in. A lot was said about him, but he really didn't cut it in his first team. Sent on loan stint, he went to Maritzburg United, traveled around, eventually finding his way where he is at the moment in Cape Town All-Stars as the captain of the team. Played assist in a goal they scored in a game against University of Pretoria. Beautiful curler from him. Machele, back to the goalkeeper, Carl Peters. Michael Morton himself is now 33, by the way. Pegauri here in Johannesburg. From on the 20 international, played for Randburg SFC, Old Parks. So becoming part of Orlando Pirates, went on loan at Wits. Went back to Pirates, then eventually went to Maritzburg United, Supersport United. Amazulu, Cape Umoya, and where he is at the moment. Well-traveled player. Oof. That's dangerous. Backing on his opponents. I don't even think he actually realized there was somebody coming behind him. Figueiredo. And there will be trouble here, I tell you. I saw him. Was looking at the ball. Oh, let's go ahead. One just hope he's not as bad as it looks for Jürgen Sassmann. Former Ajax Cape Town player as well, Jürgen Sassmann. And he joined Swallows from Kaizer Chiefs. Before moving on to be part of Swallows FC. He's played many matches this season, by the way, Jürgen Sassmann. Slowly became part of the main team for Swallows as the season progressed. Now he has to help them in a different fight. Avoid relegation and keep their status. We talk about the previous Swallows. They have been to the playoffs, and that was way back in 2014-15 season. There's something I realized is a very interesting story about teams that come close to winning the league and losing it right at the end. Most eventually don't survive. Ajax had the same story. Swallows had the same story. Sassmann! Yagi Tosheting Magaman! It is Magaman who has found the back of the net and makes it 1-0. Yeah, as you can see, everybody getting up. Carl Peters, was he unsighted? Or just didn't think the ball was going to trickle in? He has found the back of the net, might just be the best and most important goal of his career. If they do survive relegation, Swallows. What a moment to find the back of the net for him. Look at this. Good ball rotation, kept the ball. Oh, I tell you, the goalkeeper. He should have gone down, he should have decided to dive. But I don't think he just thought, nah, it's not going to happen. It was wrong-footed. And the ball easily into the back of the net. Oh my word. Magaman's family can celebrate. They are here to watch him and they can have a moment to celebrate here. As the team is leading here by 1-0. And he has scored a goal for Swallows today. How important will this goal be? For him, for Swallows, for his career going forward. God, that's a big goal, I've got to say. This past season, He only had 2 assists in the Premiership in 23 matches played by him. So he has found the back of the net for the first time for Swallows this season. And this might just be one of the most important goals he has scored of his career. Corner kick will be now. Cape Town All-Stars. And then assist in a 3-1 loss they suffered against the Amakosi. And assist in a 1-0 victory they played against Baroka. And then ran a long distance. Still trying to recover, get his breath back. That's how much and how important the goal is for them. But it gives them an advantage going into the game against Turkey. It's not all done, but it gives them a huge advantage. Long ball in, chance in, keeper comes out. And Jordi February does the job. Both players, Jordi February and Yagan, that is Magaman, both on loan from Sundowns. Mato. Good ball for him. Solomons. Just missed it. Just missed it. Kerr knows that they are doing their job here today. A win for them will see them go top of the mini league. They will be on 7 points. Tuks will remain on 5. They will be 2 points clear of Tuks. Don't forget tomorrow you got a double for you. The first game will be Bloemfontein Celtic ladies against Golden Ladies. That will be the game at 11:30. We'll up starting at 11 o'clock. I beg your pardon. And Richmond United, who lost their last game against City Lads from Klebecha, who won their first game in the Hollywood Best Super League last week or this past Wednesday. How will that game be? That's the big question. So those 2 matches to look forward to tomorrow, starting from 11 a.m. on SABC Sport. And then you can join us also on SABC 1 for the second game that will be kicking off at 3 p.m. So OJ spoke about players who take and wait for big moments. And I tell you, Magaman, in his career, I don't think he's ever scored an important goal than this one.
Jagana Talosa Kante Janafale Bruno Hore, de la Palaka Helefa, Torele Famosaco, Semologa Hore, Haisemoing Fa, Utile Haye, Me, Sosi Tumisa Tata, Hore, Wanale Haya Banusa, Homosameco, Tokoto, Pensaraje, Hotel Samuel Cecilia Compiano, Fela, Haisigo Feli, Sika wa Yata Jago, Yago Takaya Toro di Pulote, Fava Fenya Fa, Panadin Card, the Super Swallos. Me batabaleka na kame tsameko le stopa some tax babode ka jana bana le dintlha di le 5 points. Me batsameka motshameko wa bofelo le Swallows e tlhoka maleka fela mo motshamekong wa letsatsi la boraro fa ile gore motshameko o fela o ntse ka tseleng tsenjana Musanya Tama wa go tsena go tswa jalo le batlo le tlhabano la matlo wa tswa go tsena jalo Musanya Tama le ka wana le tswa jalo kwa botlhaba jwa Johannesburg kila tsameka kwa Maritzburg United aleba kwa Sundowns kila tsameka kwa Orlando Pirates Munayo wa Musanya Tama Mawaba Kaubere Anabone Azola Samagani captain Wakabo, captain of the ship, Michael Morton. Kene Ajeres Kopasa, Cape Town All Stars, Osebele Jalamo Aketenga Munayo. Azola, Abai Sikala Kopele Fela, Morwa Kamal, Ellen Junite, Abakana Komarawa Sirila Tapilio. Abba Sirila Takomara Bona, Dylan Solomons, Amokai Pelewa Yagotoswa, Wena Figueredo. Bueno, Titian Kilio. ke teba re offside kgotsa ke kgone go tlhaloganya gore motsereganyi a reng fa fela kgwele ya go thuswa ke setlhopha sa Swallows ba go dira double change double sub setlhopha sa ba go dira diphetogo banna ba le babedi ba emeletse kwa bankeng ba setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars bandisile ana mona jaaka bola kgwele se batshameki ba bantsi ba ba kgonang go e bola jaaka Pule a dirile jalo Pule Saleng mona Pule re bone All Stars ba leka jaanong go tsenya maatla ba leka go tsenya jalo kgatelelo ba ba romela kwa pele tlhogo tlhula ka tlhogo gape tonight fela Swallows ba kgona go itlhatlhola kgwele eo fela o kgona go lemoga gore fa e sa le ba nositse nno setlhopha se sa Cape Town All Stars ba simolola go tsenya kgatelelo mme ba seka ba ya le kgongwana godimo ka gore ba tla feletsa ba itebetse mme Swallows e ba tshware ba setse ba itebetse Pogenpool Kyle Peters ba ba latlha kgwele re ba batla jalo monna wa Azolan Tsabo fela ba ba sa bala buka e le nosi ba ba sa phutula buka e le nosi kgwele ya batho ke setlhopha sa Swallows fa e le gore lebaka o sa tle mo Aforika Borwa o tla kgakgamala mebala e ba e apereng ba go diragatsa jalo phetogo Sabelo Nyembe wa tsena ba dira diphetogo di le pedi Sabelo Nyembe o tsene Martin o tswile Michael Martin o tswile ke diphetogo tse di dirwang jalo ke setlhopha sa me Lesbian Scuffles le ene o tswile me Ronaldo Marman o tsena jalo mo lekgatong la ga Scuffles ha re bona diphetogo tseo di tla ba direlang mo metsotsong e le 18 ya bofelo e le tseng jalo setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars re bone jalo monna wa Ronaldo na le gone fa ba tshameka mo metshamekong ya ABC Motsepe Playoffs ba kgaola kgang kgatlha le Pretoria Kellys monna yo wa Ronaldo na le gone mo setlhopheng se sa Cape Town All Stars ha re bone matlhatse tswa jalo ka lebele fela ba ba pateletsa go boela kwa morago ba ba tshamekela jalo mo go Jürgen Sassman yo e tshamekela mo go Motshwaradini Jody yo mo kadimong go tswa jalo kwa the Brazilians mo kadimong go tswa kwa the Brazilians Mamelodi Sundowns e khawana le la Jody phetogo monna yo super sub ka mitsa jalo Joseph Mhlongo ono sa gantsi mo metsotsong ya bofelo monna yo wa Mhlongo wa go tsena jalo le Pasadena Jürgen Sassman wa tswa go tsena jalo Fawes Pasadena me re tla bona phetogo gore jaaka ke re ke gore ke re super sub le gantsi ono sa mo metsotsong ya bofelo mo setlhopheng se monna wa Joseph Mhlongo ila feta le go setlhopheng sa Black Leopards monna yo wa Mhlongo o tshamekile ko le moape mme ebile ba kile ba dira le monna yo wa Dylan K fa na le ko a le bona le gore ba tla dirang Cape Town All Stars ba ba romela jalo Thabo Molaisane a ba tlola a ba yatlarela kwa morago monna yo wa Jody February Joseph Mhlongo Gotene, Kamuela Matatiuchi. Super sub. Mais le reflet la Rajana, c'est que bonne super sub. Et qu'il y a Chana Jalo les Andres. Local is like a Sebul. Yo no Tutubata, 5 mil la Copanking. Why it's Ruakoban normally Kawane Leo. Laka kwa Bukoni, Nato kwa Chajalo kwa Bukoni, Joa Africa Borua kwa Polokwani. Monayo local is like Andres Sebula. Ila Samika kwa the Pirates. Maybe like a phone, Nato kwa Mahwiller and Real Rovers. So was it party in the Pota Mumalobe? Capacity of Mahwiller and Real Rovers. Samika Jalo Kibum Kapapa. Gerald Rapake. Chelete Obarukweta, Baratili Balatedi Swallos, Horukweta Jalos Chopa Fela, Habai Nelele, Chopa Sa Cape Town Stars, Pansebaya Kwapele, Bonajalo Nyembe, Sabelo, I Rumela Kwapele, Sabelo, Habai Taber Rumela Kwapele, Tulamukota Monasik. Yabe Fetora Jalo Naskucha, Willa Cantejana Fale Bruno Horas Chopa Sa Cape Town Stars, I can't be party spoilers. Hota Jang, Jacabota Sikuto Jalo. Abatana Patispelas, Yagota Wajalo Ronaldo. Walbella Ronaldo. By Romela Ronaldo, Chilaga Comaraco, by Samo Carlonia Cotti, Monapule Salik, and Zimbabwe Capemo Carlonia Cotti, by Romela Quapili, Helena Babasola de Tini, Felabacona win Samo Carlonia Cotti Chopas of Swallos. Abacona wins Samo Carlonia Cotti Swallos. Joseph Mchong. Khatai Khatou. Retamile Zibagaza Metotele, Soma Superlocano, Retana Mokataranya Una, ele Kotaraya Bofelo, ele one, the beautiful beds, the summertime beds, ele fella, Ikugula Cup.
Question is, will Cape Town All Stars find an equalizer? They did that against the University of Pretoria. Magaman is the hero at the moment. Scored the only goal that separated two teams that sees Swallows now sit at the helm. Chancing for the second goal for Swallows. Yeah, they're still going. Musanya Tama goes down. Nothing wrong, says the referee. Someone gets the ball beautifully in the penalty area. Once again, Cape Town All Stars do the job. Get the ball beautifully away at the same time. Musanya Tama using his experience to get in there. Another long volley, another chance for Swallows. And the ball eventually moves away. The matches at the moment in the Hollywood Best Super League. TBT were leading in the encounter in the Varsity Derby against University of Johannesburg. And the 1 goal to nil. Sangwe needed a goal spot in that encounter. 2 matches for you tomorrow in the league as well to look forward to. Michael Morton has made way in the second half. Cape Town All Stars were looking to try and find the back of the net to end this game. Here they are again marching forward. Stoffels also missed a few sitters. Also made way. Long ball in. Solomons tidies up with the back. Magema, the hero of the day. Joseph from Thombo. Offside. Members played in all 4 matches for Cape Town All Stars. Twice as starter, twice off the bench. So to choose here today again. For Ikukule Kapa. They finished third overall in the Third Africa Championship. So another change will happen Musa. Dlamini makes way, comes in rather for Sergio Camis. Second appearance as a sub. 24 years of age. Musa, former player from Sukulu United. What does he bring here in the second half? So Camis, one of the goal scorers in the previous matches, will be taking part in this game anymore. Long ball forward towards Ntabo. Nothing happens from there. Dylan Kerr is moments away from going to play Tuks, having won their game. And Tuks one just wonders if Sibanyoni is okay because he got a knock, but a few knocks in the match. You can see the tattoos there. His calf. All the different teams for Dylan Kerr. So Swallows is the last edition. Pasadine. He's from a footballing family as well, Pasadine. Has a cousin who's a footballer as well. Forward Pasadine, his cousin, Damien Pasadine, also plays football. Musa Nyatam, Mageman, good ball, this one from him. Oh, what a tackle. But they still have the ball back again, Swallows. Munna Pule Saleh can see the overall accuracy of passes and everything. They are totally dominating Swallows FC in this encounter. And Cape Town Stars have done their job from the blocking game because they've been under tremendous pressure from Swallows. Dabuga. Free kick given against Swallows, right on the center line. We are approaching the last 9 minutes of this game. Swallows FC leading by 1-0. This will be their second win in 4 matches against Cape Town All-Stars. First match in the 2015-16 season after they got relegated. Another match in the 2019-20 because then Cape Town All-Stars were a team that got promoted from the ABC Motsepe League at the end of the season alongside Pretoria Killers. Swallows were the dominant force in the Africa Championship that season. Nyembe. And they holds on. Gives the ball to Ntabo. Long ball hooked into the penalty area. Chance for a head up, nobody there. Fight back for the ball, goes out of play. Will be a Swallows ball on the far side of the field. When you look at the previous editions of the playoffs, remember the first one from 2004-05 season, early 2010-11, we had 4 teams playing then. It all changed in 2011-12, where the new format you're seeing in a moment started. First 2 editions were won by teams that finished 4th overall in 2005 and 2006. And second finisher started winning the matches. But first it was Amazulu, who became the first team for a Premier Division to retain their status via the playoffs in 2006-07 season at the expense of University of Pretoria. Amongst other teams there, FCAK were there as well the same season. Good ball forward, so too much of the ball cleared away by Swallows as well. Carl Peters beaten for the 6th time in the playoffs in 3 matches. Allowed too much space on the far post. That is the reason why Mageman slotted the ball easily there. Cape Town All-Stars in possession. Michele's ball cleared away. Back towards him again. Shongo on the near side. A well-traveled player in South African football, Joseph Mhlongo from Ivory Park. Inekuruleni from Roses United to FC Cape Town Free State Stars, Ubuntu Cape Town. The name change, he was there again, Black Leopards, before eventually joining Swallows. Forward they go now, Swallows. Dylan Solomons laying the ball short. Then a shot coming in, and the goalkeeper saves. Solomons was lacking. He knew that the goalkeeper just put the ball back into play, but they cannot find their second goal, Swallows. Looking at shot attempt, Swallows way ahead. Look at the number of shots on target. 8 versus 1 for Cape Town All Stars. That is why the bottom rooted. Swallows have scored their third goal of these playoffs. So they too will have a +2 goal difference. And 2 more points than University of Pretoria. If the game does end this way with them winning. Ball stolen. Because ball is short. Eventually, every time the player gets the ball, they're hurrying him immediately, and the 2 players around the player on the ball. So they're making life very difficult for Cape Town All Stars. OJ, 5 minutes remains. Zandi is in you.
re tla bona gore a di tla fofa dinonyane e tse gore ke le ba bidiwa tlhala kwa ba fileyo ka nako nngwe setlhopha se sa Swallows mme re tla bona mo metsotsong ya bofelo e le metlhano gore a baya kwa motshameko wa bone wa bofelo ba tlhoka ntlha fela go boela kwa the DSTV Premiership. Metsotso e le metlhano botlhokwa thata mo go Dylan K. Figueredo kwa fatshe kwa go tswa karata ya mogala ke Tonight Sayed ele karata ya ntlha e sorolwana fa esale ka fa tlhakore la Swallows tota ka go pela gore setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars Sergio Kamis wa amogetse karata pele ga na tswela ka kwa ntle me Swallows le bone ba amogela karata mo nayole wa Tonight Sayed Madiragatsa Petero Figueredo wa tswa Eliza Rogers wa go tsena Ntsabo lene wa tswa Azwala Ntsabo o tswile bona jalo Eliza Rogers mo tsene ana go molemo ka fela gore o lobaka mo kgweding ya dina mo lebelele kana go lemo gore ga tsufa o di bone kgwele tlhogo e kgale thula kgwele kala thula kgwele monna yo wa Eliza Rogers ke tile go tlhopheng di le malwa Vets Platinum Stars ke la feta ko monna yo wa Eliza Rogers ila tshameka kwa tlhopheng sa Cape Town Santos ke ko di tlhopha di le dintse di mmoneng gone le ka bona le Figueredo le no tswile har bona ba itshimola jang ko morago Pokenpool ba mo go maloisane ba ba jalo Motseleng ya Bongo Musa e tswa jalo ka Sabelo Nyembe ba leka go bua le one ba leka go e rapela setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars fela Swallows ba itse Makhele wa romela Swallows ya itse gore ba tshwanetse go tswala kwa morago jaaka ba tsireletsa ka tseleng tse jalo Swallows bona ba senya kgwele ba tla ba tlhala yo ya be roba dipelo tsa baratile ba tse di ba Swallows Ronaldo Marman ba sentse kgwele ba ba tshwana go senya teng mo karolong ya se tshwana go senya ka gone Swallows ba ba tsa kgwele ba ba tlhasela Cape Town All Stars ya kopana le Ronaldo monna yo tswang kwa pankeng a goga le rumo ya boithijwa ke letloa wandisile letlabika o ka bana ntshitse kgwele a rata go tsaya kgwele mo go ene fela seo sa ba tlhagisetsa kotsi e sengana ka sepe ba na le rumoleo 1-1 1 Swallows 1 Cape Town All Stars fela khankhutswe e tswela pele the show goes on e tla fela ka la boraro khanye e tla fela ka la boraro ba etsa ba romela thulana tlogo a ba sireletsa ba man of the match o dirile kontle le pela le ka bona le Kyle Peters ona thutse wambi jano re tsene mona kunya ga Joseph Mhlongo re tsena mona kunya ga Joseph Mhlongo a dumele Dylan K a romela tlhogo gape ya go tsela ka kwantle fetoga gona goal kick jaanong ra go pateletsega Bruno mo motshamekong wa bofelo fa e le gore go feta fa re bule dibuka re lebelele melao jaanong gore re simolola ka goal difference fa e le gore Swallows le Matax ba tla tshameka maleka ka gore Swallows ga jaana ba dintlha di le tlhano se Matax ba na le tsone mme a se go feile a re bone go ka diragala sengwe fa bona a sireletsa Elijah Rogers o treganya penalty ga ba dumele wandisile le tlabika phoso di le pedi tsa ke tla ba di lebala wandisile le tlabika party spoilers Swallows ga ba dumele wandisile le tlabika a dira phoso ba no sa nna Ronaldo Marman o bo a dira phoso e fotoga bona penalty o e tsere ka seatla a ena meurile phoso di le pedi mo metsotsong e le meraro ya go tlhomiwa ke Mtabuka ga ba kitla ba mo itshwanela monna yo ga kitla itshwarelwa bonolo Swallows re ne re itelela re feditse ba re le ka metsotso wa bofelo mo dira dibi wa tsena ko le godimong phela dinao ke la bua moshe Zola Clement ke bo maya pelo right at therefore honte fela jalo ba bo thoma penalty we thoma bo forfeiture February ya go tloswa jalo ke Mtabuka Arabone Mtabuka Olivella Capileo Bakatsa keta pele fa bakabona pinyo mone ya ntla mo di playoffs baya abakitla hemi tijo gele tsowa bona jano modira motlai bakitika jaka Joseph Mhlongo atakitiki seke metlai ba go ga Swallows pelo jano ga ba dumele re mo ga tswa ga dumele ke tile ga nna monate fotoko ga gage fela se lo le phuranyo meno ka ba le tlhogore la Swallows fela ke gore le kare ke mai e fela ka la boraro fela stoppa se we tsa ka seatla we tsere ka seatla wandisile le tlabika ga ke tlale ene ka buene ai tshwarela wandisile le tlabika kule wa tswa go tsena jalo Sibia adira Petro Swallows Sipho Sibia a fetsa ka no dim tameko ye a fetsa bana le dintlha ka dintlha di le tlhano ke ta di le nne kapase sa Cape Town All Stars go se ope yone nga boletse pele gore setlhopha sa Swallows se tla tlhagelwa fa motshameko ono o simologa o tlile Morgan o bonetse pele ka ndo di le pedi go ile nngwe fa Tlhompo a bonetse pele ka ndo e le nngwe go lefela phenyo e le ya Swallows fela di fetogile setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars ke bone ba bona phenyo dilo di le pedi go ile nngwe a dumele Dylan Kerr a re bone ba romela Swallows thula ka tlhogo ba ba ka sekhutlo e ka nna tšhono ya bofelofelo ya Swallows a ba e baka kwa ntle Thabo Maloisane e ka nna ya bofelofelo ya setlhopha sa the Beautiful Birds ba e romela thula ka tlhogo ba sireletsa kwa morago ba go leka go tlhasela Swallows a re bone ba e romela mo lebakotso la ditene fela o bone pocket pool ba ba e tlhatlhola moiso kgileo ba ba e tlhatlhola moiso bona Ronaldo ba ba e tsaya le telele bona ba taboga Swallows ka potse kwa morago fela e betsola ka kwa ntle fetoga go nna tatlhela ba e tshameka le Jody ga gona opo o dumelang gore dipholo tse ke tsone ka go go epane le gore o tswile wa kwa ntlwane boithusetso o ne o lebeletse motshameko fa o boa kwa ntlwane boithusetso o fitlhela maemo a fetogile jaana ga o kitla o dumela ka ba ithaya gore se o ntse o senwa ke sone se buang le wena mme ga go sepe se o ntse o senwa se se fetseng fa go ntse fela jalo ke 2 Cape Town All Stars ke 1 Swallows gopola fa Bruno no konosetsa fa kgantele no re di andiza izinyono no reng Bruno la re di a fofa fela Bruno ga di a kgona go fofa khonde go fela ja no reng di andiza izinyono
ba re inyoni zandiza
oh inyoni zandiza motho go fela jalo wa disile le tlabika ga dumele solo se a latlhegelwa fela motshameko o botlhokwa kwa letsatsi la boraro motshameko wa makgaola kgang motho a ka rialo motshameko wa makgaola kgang 2 setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars 1 Swallows FC re fetsa ka tseleng tseng jalo motho jaaka bona diperesente Swallows na le tsogole le kwa godingwana diperesente di 54 mme fela ba latlhegetswe setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars diperesente di 46 tsa taolo ya motshameko wa letsatsi la gompieno re wetsa jalo go tswa mo Stellenbosch re wetsa jalo motshameko go tswa ka kano mo Stellenbosch e le 2 setlhopha sa Cape Town All Stars e le 1 Swallows.
Pick up your hands, I'm done.
We have fantasy. Playboy deodorant. The power of attraction.
Bloated? That could be indigestion from acid in your stomach causing irritation like this. A burp is not the answer. Gaviscon Double Action neutralizes the acid. Unlike other antacids, Gaviscon stops it rising and lasts 2 times longer. A burp is not the answer. Gaviscon is.
Dettol liquid hand wash provides 10 times better protection compared to an ordinary soap bar. So be 100% sure with 10 times better protection from Dettol.
Pick up your hands, I'm done.
We have fantasy. Playboy deodorant. The power of attraction.
Oh, the beautiful game. Unbelievable. I don't think Swallows saw it coming. 2-1. It ends. A 90th minute killer there from the penalty spot. Sees Cape Town All Stars winning their first game of the playoffs, but too little too late because they're already out. They cannot get enough points, and we'll show you that when we show you the log. But congratulations to All Stars. Swallows come back to Joburg with all to fight against Tuks. Let's see how it happened here. I'm not alone in the studio, of course. Shompo and Morgan with me. 2-1 is how it ends. Firstly, both of them